everyone. Thank you for viewing us. So do us a favor, click that big red button down there that says subscribe. When you subscribe, it's totally free to you. Not only is it totally free, but you'll get a notification each Monday when we post new interviews, new insight, and new information. We hope you are enjoying what you're viewing thus far. Please tell your friends about us, tell your family members, your church members. Hey, find a stranger in the street, tell them about it too. We want to take this message to the world. Have a good day, and thank you for watching Alabaster's Box. Thank you for tuning into Alabaster's Box with Tiffany Hayes, where we are inspiring and enriching thoughts. So today, guys, we have a very special guest by the name of Miss Dr. Alston, who is the owner of Esiri Ministries and Counseling. I had to make sure I got it right. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for inviting me.
Oh, it's not a problem at all. So I want to make sure that we take the best of our time and just ask you all of the questions that's here and on my heart to ask you. So I'm going to jump right in, okay? So before we get started officially in the interview, tell me, who is Dr. Alston?
Oh my goodness, that's a good question. Career-wise, I am a LPC, licensed professional counselor, clinical psychologist. I am a Christian counselor. Personally, I am a mom of three boys. Spiritually, I am growing. I'm always growing. I won't stop growing until the day I die. So I encompass all those things at some point or day in my life. That's my 24 hours. I'm going to be in one of those roles.
At all times. So you're 24/7. You're 24/7. Okay, so let's break it down. So how old are your boys?
The twins are 17. They just turned 17 September 11th. And then Ian, my oldest, is 23. He'll be 24 in December.
Oh, wow. You said twins too. How was it growing twins?
It was good until they got up and started walking.
Or raising twins. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
One went that way and one went that way.
So you had to make sure that you were always running around.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess this is how you kept your shape too throughout the time.
Yeah, well, yeah. Kind of, sort of, yeah.
Okay. Okay, you said it's a mixture, but yes. Okay, so career-wise, how did you, and I know we talked a little bit before the interview started, but how did you get to the realization or get the revelation that this is where I'm going and this is what my purpose is and what I'm called to do?
Okay, so I think I was telling you, I was one of those kids who was always shy. And so for someone to tell me, you know, when you get older, you're going to sit in the office with strangers and you're going to talk about personal stuff. And the devil is a lie. You don't know me. Because I was ultra shy. Don't look at me. Don't see me shy. And so for people to come to me and talk to me about problems, or for friends to come and say, can I talk to you about something? That's a reveal of a gift that I think I told you that I didn't quite realize I was walking into. So when it came to college and career, I actually started off as a computer science major for the geek in me. But because of a Pascal program and not being able to find that semicolon, I had to reevaluate and make some decisions. And so even, I didn't tell you that part, even at NC State, when I first came in and I was talking about computer science, the entrance person or the admissions counselor was saying, did you ever think about psychology? And I was thinking, I don't want to do that. There's no money in that. There's no money in that, but there was purpose in it.
Yes.
I hadn't realized it yet. So after I switched over actually to children. It's a multidisciplinary study. So children and society was my first degree. And then through career school, I began to grow into this person where psychology really was comfortable. And then as things happened in life, I began to grow into that person where Christianity was necessary. And so it's a marriage of those two as far as purpose in life for me. And that's how I got here.
So do you find it challenging to, now this may sound interesting when I say it, but do you find it challenging to work with Christians with psychology?
It depends on the Christian. It's not challenging for me. That's I eat, live, breathe. Again, the marriage of those two. But it is the Christian who is more into their flesh than they are in their spirit, and so that's a temperamental battle, because it's enough that we have it within ourselves that we battle daily. But to try to usher someone into something they want to do, but there's a difficulty in helping them to give up that thing that is holding them back as far as flesh and spirit. So it's like telling a person who has been enjoying cake and soda and candy and cookies and anytime they want to, that you have diabetes, you have to stop. That's a battle, because that is a rewarding thing to do, to have that piece of candy, that piece of cake. Even to make it occasional for some people is hard, and so that's a dance that takes time. But if the person is willing as far as spirit, there's a way to live with both, because we do on a daily basis. But it depends on that person is ready.
How do you know? How can one know if they're ready?
A person is ready when I step on your toes, and that means I say something, that I call you out on something. And so that's not good, it's not going to work, or that's wrong, or that's mean. And the person doesn't react negatively. Because if I'm calling you out on something, that means I'm telling you you're doing something wrong.
Absolutely.
And a lot of people don't like to be told I'm wrong. But I'm not telling you you're wrong, because if you have sin, I have sin. So if you're going to judge me, I can judge you. We're not playing that game.
Right.
But if you come to me because I want to fix to something, or I want to change, or I want to do something, then I have to call you out. Here's what's wrong. And a lot of people don't understand that when you come in, when I write a psych report, when we're talking about things, I'm not telling you there's something wrong with you. I'm telling you that if you're going to move forward, if you're going to change your life, if you're going to grow into who God calls you to be, then what you have to do is get rid of this thing, or mend this thing, or that person. I'm not sure about what Jesus says, but that person got to go. So when I say those things, a lot of people don't want to hear it. But like I said before, the seed's been planted, and that's all I really have to do. If they want to grow, then it'll take root.
So it sounds like behavior therapy, like cognitive.
Some of it's CBT, or cognitive behavior therapy, and some of it is spiritual healing. A lot of people don't understand.
These are two subjects I love.
As we grow up, we're given scripts. Everybody's given a script, and it's our parents who write these scripts on our lives. You're going to be a prophet. You're going to be the great Tiffany Hayes. You're going to be destructive. You're going to be a crack addict. You're going to be this person. And so we take those scripts at 18 and go into life as if those scripts are true.
Absolutely.
When they're really not. And so some of the spiritual healing is to help a person realize, I understand where you came from and what those the dynamics of how that's languaged your life. But if you want to heal, you do understand that it's a choice. Just like the free will that God gives us, it's a choice on whether you want to be the person that your family told you were, or you want to step into the plans that God has for you. That choice can help usher a person into spiritual healing, because I can get to be who I want to be? Absolutely. So that begins the foundation, the new foundation, and that's what we build on. Absolutely.
So do you kind of aid people into just either writing it out, or just meditating on what God is calling them to be, so that they can see it and then go after it? Or how does that look?
Actually, the hardest thing is to get a person to accept who they are. A lot of people want to be who that person is. I want to be the person who, if I put on this nice outfit and it's $1,000 outfit, I want to be that person, but the shell of that person is $2. And so if you accept the $2 person, you can grow into the $1,000 outfit, and then it comes together. But a lot of people don't want to accept, again, that I have something that's in me that's negative or dysfunctional. If they can accept that, and it's okay, then that's when the healing begins, because now if I can accept it, means I can look at it and address it and properly work with the dynamics of what it is, instead of denying that part of me exists and still trying to move forward.
Absolutely.
It doesn't work.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, it doesn't. Yeah. It's funny because, I was that person that put on, if I could just make sure that this is together, then I can just go out and I can talk like this and I can do all of that. And until one time my husband called me out, you guys. My husband asked me, why are you talking like that? But it's only until you get to that point where it's like the Lord is telling you, you don't have to do any of this.
Right.
Just be who I've called you to be.
Right.
But then getting to the point where the person is saying, or for me as an example, okay, God, but how do I do that? And you stated that, we're placed, so many statements are given to you as you're growing up. And then we grow up thinking that that is true. And so now the person is now battling between, okay, this is what this person says, but this is who God says I am. And getting to the point where you are truly who God says you are.
Right.
So how do you help someone to overcome the stigmas and the statements that they have been given to truly receive what God is telling them?
Good question. So if God is a God of love, and that doesn't mean that it's absolute, we can continue to be that simple person. But if God's a God of love, He accepts us for who we are, then should we certainly not accept ourselves and start from there? Because here's what happens if I'm authentically me. If I am who God calls me to be, then my quirky sense of humor, my geekiness, my lone wolf, everything that He's called me to be, if I just walk in that, what happens is that I attract people to me who love me for who I am. And if I am who I am, if I am who He's called me to be, then there comes the support and the acceptance of me just being who I am. And so the airs I don't have to do anymore, because that's a lot of energy.
It is a lot of energy.
Or trying to be like the circle of people that I think I belong in.
Absolutely.
Is a lot of wasted energy.
And you're bored.
But pretty much. Because it's not really you. And
Absolutely.
So if I become who God called me to be, then life gets a lot easier. And so to tell a person, just take a day and just be who you are. One, to see who reacts negatively, because maybe it doesn't need some cutting. Or two, to see who raises up and goes, oh, okay. Because if I can be comfortable in being who I am, then that's when life really begins. Yeah. Because you're comfortable and you're accepted and you're loved, and then you don't have all the cognitive dissonance of that battle of spirit and flesh that we all have on a daily basis.
So you said something very interesting. So I'm going to backtrack a little bit. You said attract people that truly, now in my words, that truly loves and appreciates who you are. How does that look? And how do you attract people that, how does that attraction look?
So, I have a warped sense of humor. I'm very sarcastic jokes sometimes. They're funny though, but that's just dry humor. But if that's the person that I am, then somebody around me is either laughing at me or going, "That was a really bad joke," and I go, "I know," but I crack myself up. But there's no judgment in it. There's no me pulling myself back because I think I've insulted someone. If the person doesn't like who I am, even as a therapist, if the person doesn't like my style or my approach, my concern is that you find someone for your healing. And so if you don't stay with me, you have to find someone. And so if I'm authentically me and the person goes, well, you know what, I like you. You tell the truth, but that's who I am, then they come back. If they don't want to be, again, if they don't want to face those truths that I say, they're not going to come back. And so that's what it looks like. People who stay, and they stay for who you are meant to be either a part of your destiny, 1 John 2:19, or they were not meant to be there in the first place. And so sometimes we have to take that rejection as protection. Maybe they're not meant to be in my circle. Maybe they're not meant to be a part of my destiny. Maybe they're not meant to be who I am or where I am in this sphere of my life. Maybe they'll come in another season, or maybe not at all. But if I am who I am, and I know that God loves me, He has a reward for me becoming who He wants me to be, I can't worry about that one person that walked away out of the 9 million that are waiting to interact. In my office, why do you laugh so much? But that's the whole thing. You don't come in to roll in your misery. We come in to find some kind of bright light where God is shining. Somewhere in your healing, let's put a spotlight.
Hi everyone. Thank you for viewing us. So do us a favor, click that big red button down there that says subscribe. When you subscribe, it's totally free to you. Not only is it totally free, but you'll get a notification each Monday when we post new interviews, new insight, and new information. We hope you are enjoying what you're viewing thus far. Please tell your friends about us, tell your family members, your church members. Hey, find a stranger in the street, tell them about it too. We want to take this message to the world. Have a good day, and thank you for watching Alabaster's Box.